guys, welcome to another episode. This is our fifth episode, so it's a
Yes.
review of Game Week 4, preview of Game Week 5, and we had someone do really well this week. How are you feeling?
Jean-Philippe Mateta is a king. I was so happy he took the penalty off Eze. I absolutely loved it. I've been watching all the Eze holders complain online, which has been quite nice. But that was a surprise to me, to be honest. And then the greatest player that has ever been on FPL, Christopher Nkunku, the king, returned.
Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, and he's got a lot of people talking already about
Mm.
what's the future for Nkunku. Is he a buy
You
again?
know the worst part. I'm sitting there on the game and I'm saying, okay, it got to about I think 70 minutes. I'm like, please don't bring this guy on because if he doesn't come on, I get Aina coming off my bench with 8. I'm like, please don't put Nkunku on. Come on, Chelsea, score. So we can just bring on defenders to shore the game up. And then he came on and he scored. I was like, okay, a 1 point swing here and there I can live with. But I was praying he doesn't come on. Wow.
Yeah, I guess for you, you still lost out on a point.
Yeah. It was a little bit of
But
pain, but I accepted it.
nothing he can complain. Yeah, you had a great week. Like it was like what was like before we even do anything else, let's get into your team. Um Let me just get that up there. Because I saw on your screen it said you made two transfers, and
Yes.
every week you were saying time to get Nkunku out, he's dropping, time to get Nkunku out, but you didn't take him out. So Mateta was still there. Who were your transfers? Oh yeah, I think
I
it
did
was for
I did
Salah.
Isak. Yeah, Isak to João Pedro, and then I needed to do Saka to Salah, and that's the only way I was getting it without ruining my team as a whole. So I said I'll bench Nkunku, and then I looked at I think Nkunku's fixture and look at Smith Rowe. I said maybe Nkunku plays. Bournemouth aren't looking great defensively. Maybe he'll do something. So I just played him in my starting 11. But I got so lucky that João Pedro didn't play, so I didn't lose the Smith Rowe points on my bench. So that also came in clutch. It was a week of great luck because if I didn't transfer Pedro in, I was probably going to lose some points on my bench with one of these guys. So it was quite quite surprising. And then I like Gabriel. I had no choice but to play him because I was never playing Aina against Liverpool, and Johnson is a waste. So got a bit lucky with that one. But I also Spurs not great from set pieces, so Gabriel always stands a chance to do something there. It was a bit of a bittersweet one, but I mean, it is what it is, you know.
That I guess we'll talk about the Arsenal game in a bit as well. But yeah, no, I don't think it's only luck. You've been waiting in the wings there with your
Yeah, the patience paid off a little bit.
yeah. We skipped over, um, but when you spoke about João Pedro, it happens to be our meme of the week. And so I chose this one, the one with all the planes. I found it so funny when I when I first read it. Um, Everyone was just tracking João Pedro's flight. It's one of the
Yes, it
reasons
was
why
actually shocking.
I
Yeah,
didn't bring him in. I just, it turns out he had a knock, so it's nothing to do with the
yeah,
travel. But I'm always wary of South American players post international break,
yeah,
and usually if like I think João Pedro, maybe now he'll be more of a starter because they didn't end up winning the game. But when a team has strength in depth, they see their foreign players as expendable,
yeah.
and so
They didn't look
I
as good going forward without him,
that's
so
the
that's
thing.
why I suspect.
He,
Yeah,
he is a great player. That's
and he
and I
plays in
think
that number 10 role, so he's one of the main creators also, I guess, in the team, and also gets in
yeah.
the box. So hoping
I'm
he
assuming
stays and plays.
I'm assuming nobody watched the game.
No,
I don't think
that
it
was
was a
never going
game.
to happen. Yeah, it was not worth spending time. So there was not even an eye test there to
So
to give feedback on.
yeah, I'm just assuming they didn't do well based on the fact that nobody scored. Um, yeah.
And it should have
Um,
been their banker game, right? It should have been something that expected them to cruise through, but clearly we were all wrong.
yeah. Before we can actually let's before we go into the team of the week. We'll just quickly review the results. So it's just game week 4 results, starting off with Manchester vs Southampton. I actually caught this game. Um, the the first half only actually. I didn't catch much else. But United seemed decent. Um, I read that a lot of people saying Southampton did really well the first 20 minutes, but I
Yeah,
think
because they missed a penalty. They missed a
they missed a
penalty. They had a
penalty. But
penalty that got saved. Yeah,
I don't think they were spectacular. Like it's not like United were
yeah.
particularly bad. They were finding their feet a little bit, but
Mm.
overall, overall, like United played well. I thought. Um,
At least you got some returns from Fernandez.
yeah, not enough though. I needed
A return.
a return. Yeah, I needed quite a bit more to be honest. The the sad part was when I was starting my team to put Fernandez in, it was a debate between Garnacho and Fernandez. And even
Oh,
though Garnacho hardly played, he still outscored Fernandez over the game week.
over
So
since the start. Yeah,
yeah,
he played really well in last night's Carabao Cup game. So maybe he might be working his way back into the starting lineup for the league.
yeah. Well, I don't know. What's your thoughts on United assets? Razine, you as well, because you normally always bring up Mizraoui.
And I brought him in, and it was worthwhile for me to bring him in.
Yeah, he
And I
did.
told you, they always bounce back after defeat to Liverpool. Always.
He actually played really well. It was really like I think he's an option. I think Onana's an option, and I
Yeah.
think um I guess Xerxes is not an option. Like he didn't look that prolific. I thought I picked him up as one of the ones to possibly go big this game week.
I wonder if United might risk playing Diallo and Garnacho in the starting 11 with Rashford up top because I mean he's also got a goal in the game last week. So if they want to maybe drop Xerxes and then play those three, might be an option, especially if Garnacho and Diallo are both playing well.
Yeah, it is an option. I still think they're just gonna give Xerxes the run until Hoyland is back.
Possibly. Mm.
Um, Then Brighton, Ipswich, none of us caught the game. Just a 0-0. A lot of people have Dunk in their teams. I don't as yet.
Yeah, but I mean, their defense is looking decent, Brighton, consistently. So they are one to watch. I was actually pleasantly surprised with Ipswich because I mean their defenders were coming up a lot, and I think they're a bit cheap. So I mean, if they can keep Brighton out, they might be worthwhile because I mean they've got some great fixtures coming up. So
Yeah,
might
they
be
have the
worth keeping
easiest
an eye.
run.
Yeah, so might be worth keeping an eye there on some of their defenders.
Yeah, and I think they're still at Davis. Everybody's looking at
Yes.
the moment. 4.5, I think. Um, Leicester vs Palace. I didn't catch the game. I read a bit about it. Vardy scored again. Indeed, he got two assists. I read he played in the number 10 position, which
But
is
he played like that last season when they won the championship, and he was actually getting a few goals at the start of last season. So he plays much further forward in this current structure. So I think now Skip and Winks play behind him in the deeper roles, and Didi's given the freedom to get into the box.
yeah. Yeah, he's only 5, so he's also one
Yeah,
to keep an eye out for. I still wouldn't chance it. But Palace, like what happened? Because they came out and said that Mateta and Eze on penalties.
yeah,
But
that is worrying in general.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like Mateta will take it. To be honest, I don't think Eze has the confidence at the moment.
Yeah, so reading some of the stuff, it actually appeared that I know people do this deep analysis on who the penalty and how did they end up choosing who the penalty taker is. It seems like Eze is the core one, and Mateta kind of took the penalty off him because I don't know whatever reasons that they had. So I still think it might be split, but I mean also Mateta hardly ever plays, rather not often plays 90 minutes. So Eze usually does see the game through. So I suspect that if there's late ones in most games in the future, you might probably take much more.
Mm.
But they also
And
played a full strength side last night, Palace as well. So it's hard to really know what's
did they
going
end
on
up on
there.
penalties?
No, I think they won like 4-1 or something last
Oh,
night.
okay. I think
It was
Fulham
quite
ended up on penalties. Fulham and
possibly.
Fulham and Everton, I think, were ended up on penalties.
Possibly.
Separate games. Fulham lost, I think.
Okay.
Everton won. Um,
No, I think Everton are out.
did I? Oh yeah, Everton are out. Yeah, yeah, Everton are out. So, but I think Fulham are out as well. Then
I just kept an eye on Everton just because, why not?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not
I
watch the
get
pain?
I get a lot of Liverpool troll accounts that always post an Everton loss. Um,
Yeah,
Fulham,
Everton went out to Southampton and
yeah,
Fulham out to
Southampton.
Preston.
Hmm.
16-15 on penalties. Wow.
Penalties, it was
Oh,
insane.
wow.
I caught a few of the penalties just on Twitter media came up.
It's insane.
Something about the goalkeepers were shushing each other, then scored their penalties. It was some funny stuff going on. Um,
I need to read more about this. Wow. That's amazing. I don't know. Man United scored seven.
yeah, I think Ericsson got two, Garnacho got
Yeah.
two. Um,
Okay.
yeah, I didn't follow much other than that.
Yeah.
The best
Just
meme
looking at
last
some of the
night,
results now.
week Tuesday, was United beating Barcelona 7-0.
Barcelona.
And it showed VAR on the scoreboard, and everyone was watching
So
Champions
true.
League. And these
And
guys are celebrating like they won a Champions League when they beat
yeah.
Barnsley. So that's so funny.
My favorite one of last night was their picture. The comment was Anthony celebrating after scoring a penalty against Barnsley, and they've got Ronaldo jumping into the sky with his Sue celebration. I couldn't take it. So funny.
I was walking home and past a restaurant with the TV on, and I saw United, and I didn't know the United were playing, so I saw BR. I was like, "Are they in the Conference League? Is Barcelona in the Conference League?" I didn't know what was happening. I was so, and why were they showing that the Liverpool game was also playing? Like,
Yeah.
it was just I didn't even know there was Carabao Cup. What happens with the Champions League teams? They automatically through.
Oh, they play next week.
Oh,
Yeah, they split the fixtures over 2 weeks.
These
oh.
fixtures have caught me off guard. I didn't know what was going on. Like, when Rosine said this Champions League, I'm like, but Spurs are playing in the Carabao. When are they going to play Europa League now? Then I had to go read up to say, no, they're trying to split the games out and all of that nonsense. So,
The
There's
games on in front, yeah, the Champions League games, and I see Coventry are playing Spurs on the other channel.
best,
So
best.
we're, we're keeping an eye
Ready,
on that.
ready, ready for Haji Wright to go and do the business
give us uh
for
give us
Coventry.
updates.
I will, I
Would
will. All the games are still known.
uh, um the next game would be Fulham West Ham. Um, Payne 95th minute Payne for Robinson. It was
So
sad to see.
unnecessary.
Yeah, it was sad to see. Bowen with the assist for Ings goal. Um, Fulham, I don't know. I didn't watch the game at all. Didn't catch much. Once I saw my striker not starting, I was very
Oh yeah, that, that,
disinterested.
that must that must have hurt you because when I seen Muniz bench, I'm like, oh, pain.
Yeah, but I knew it was coming because I watched the previous
Yeah.
last week's game and he was terrible. I saw it coming,
Mm,
and Jimenez came on, and Jimenez was great, and Jimenez
yes.
scored. I think Muniz
The
is out.
writing is on the wall. Yeah, the
Yeah,
writing is on the
I
wall there.
subbed him off immediately. Sunday before bonus points were added, he was out of my team. Him and Isak just couldn't handle it.
The Isak one was terrible because he was off at halftime. I was like, what in the world
Yeah,
is going on here?
yeah, no, it was really
But
bad.
like
I was
Fulham they did so much, but so little for me. Their fixtures were they had a really decent start to this year. And I think the fixtures are turning now, so my investment in them is going to decrease shortly. I might
at
maybe
least
keep
it
Smith
wasn't.
Rowe, but
At least it wasn't. I had three.
oh yeah, it's the triple up.
I had three playing because my bench is all non-players.
Oh yes. Yeah.
I got
No,
really
and I
stuck.
and I and I almost went so like it was a swing between Mateta or Muniz at some point, and at least just holding Mateta for a period of time worked out.
I had Muniz. I had Wood. Wood would have been a much better option.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and the reason I didn't get Wood because my plan was actually to get Gibbs White in eventually for Fernandez, but
Ah yes.
I'm still transferring out deadweight. That Fernandez is in my team for another week.
But it's okay.
Um,
The fixtures at least aren't bad, so
yeah,
can
I
work.
don't know. we'll have a chat about it. The next one is
Yeah,
also another painful fixture, Liverpool against Forest. I also didn't
yeah.
catch this game. I was listening to live updates, but
Razin
Razim,
can give us his opinion. I'm sure he
give
watched
us
the
the
full
update.
90 minutes of
There's
pain.
a few questions I need to ask you, like what happened? Second, was it Diaz and Jota came off at 60? Was that any injuries or was it all tactical or Champions League
No,
focus?
we
How
played
did
last night.
what was your take on it?
My take when I seen your meme of the week was that I should have probably tracked Salah's flag because flag from their trip from Botswana. I don't know what made me captain him. I think Pep's words about Haaland maybe not just got the better of me and was looking at the score updates of Haaland's goals going in while we struggled to score at Anfield against Forest, and I was just like, "Oh my word, what is going on?" And I said, if it wasn't a Champions League midweek, I would not have been excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, but we spoke about it last week that Nuno Ball is Nuno Ball, bruh. They were always going to sit deep and hold on like you cannot believe, not give an opportunity for anyone to do anything. So,
And Liverpool
but
just
but
couldn't play
they
against that low
but they
block.
played it smart, right? I mean, if you look at, I mean, I watched pieces of the game. They tried to mark Salah out of the game,
Yeah.
and my worry is that if Salah is like, I mean, it's not like they were defending right like on the edge of their box. They just effectively cut supply out to Salah. If you can cut supply out to Salah, Liverpool look toothless up front, and that's worrying because I'm hoping someone else like gets a little bit better because Diaz, I mean, from the previous week looked really good, and I didn't look so great
Yeah,
against them.
Right.
usually when Salah is having a quiet game or marked out, usually the balls from Trent and even McAllister normally
Mm,
finds a way to get Diaz involved because Diaz is the other lively one
yeah,
that'll push things. Jota normally just digs deep and he annoys
yeah,
those centre backs, but it's usually Trent's outward balls and McAllister also finds a way.
yeah.
But
But
I didn't
the
catch the
minutes
game,
are
so.
worrying me. Yeah, the minutes are worrying me between Jota and Diaz. Like I'm plotting like how do I get Jota out of my team because I mean the 60 minutes is going to bother me. There's going to be better options of Oaks that play 90 minutes instead,
It's
to be
dropping in
honest.
price today or tomorrow, back to
Is it?
7.5.
Okay, it's
It's
fine.
not the
It
worst
doesn't
when you
make a
have,
difference.
yeah, it doesn't not the worst when you have that. Um,
Mm.
City Brentford. I heard Brentford played well and that Vissa got an injury then.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think that's worrying because I think I read he's out for 2 months, almost
yeah,
2 months.
Oh,
but we
That's
didn't.
problematic.
I didn't even actually catch the highlights for this game, so I don't know Haaland's goals. Were they good? Were they clinical? Were they tap-ins?
I
Doesn't
didn't see
Haaland
them.
only score tap-ins? Doesn't he only score
No,
tap-ins? No, tap-in
his
merchant.
hat tricks were good finishes. They were
Yeah,
placed
no,
quite
they were good
nicely.
finishes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't catch much of it either. I just every time I just watch Haaland's goals going, I just accept that I make a great choice by captaining him.
What happened, Razim? What happened?
Can't say the same thing.
Don't trust Pep Roulette, bro. Pep's always going to tell you he's not going to play, but he's always going to play. Haaland is in like the form of his life at the moment, and he's like fit as like you cannot
Chance
believe.
on all guys. I just took a chance on him. And even after Haaland's two goals, I said, no, Salah will match him. He'll match him again. Nothing happened. It wasn't his day. And then last night when I watched Liverpool, I was like, okay, things will be okay again.
Yeah, but I'm actually shocked Liverpool didn't score at home. Like I just like cannot understand how that happened. That's like just pure Nuno ball. I will go there, I will defend for my life, and I will take the win and leave. S-
No, fair play
But
to
the
him. Fair
Hudson
play.
Odoi goal was really good though,
Yeah, it
really
was
really good
it
goal.
was
So
it was like if you I haven't like I said I didn't watch the game, but what it looked like it looked
mm,
textbook counter attack. Whole
yeah,
park the bus and then it was a beautiful goal. Um
yeah. But what I'm excited about with Forest is Alex Moreno's playing and Ola Aina are playing. Both of them are playing. Well, Aina's moved now to right back and Moreno's playing left back. So if they get on a decent run of fixtures, Forest, I think they could be decent defensively, but also their fullbacks are reasonably attacking. So maybe for some returns they might be
and a
quite
4.5
interesting.
keeper might be worth it.
Yeah, yeah. I was checking cells a while ago. Their forwards, I don't know, I'm not convinced because there's also I think decent rotation happening there. But we'll see over the next few games if there's opportunities there.
Um the next one was Aston Villa Everton. And again,
Everton.
Everton, so beautiful. I,
Like
What an
like
out-
2 weeks in a row is actually shocking. But
yeah,
Duran's goal, wow,
wow, wow,
wow.
yeah, yeah. He scored a stunner last night that was disallowed as
Mm.
well. He's uh, he's really on form. And to be honest,
And
I
Watkins went off
watched.
injured, right?
Yeah, and
Watkins went off
I
injured and he
transferred
had
him
ice
in.
pack on his ankle. Oh,
I transferred him in. My Sunday, my Sunday hothead, I guess. Like it's just too quick and
yeah.
didn't. I'm a bit concerned now, but Emery said he's okay to play,
Okay,
but I still don't trust Emery. He's not a trustworthy man.
that's true.
Um, but yeah, so
Mm,
I don't know.
played
Villa,
an hour yesterday, right?
he played an hour, 60 minutes on the dot, and then came off. His minutes are still up for question. If he's having a quiet game,
mm,
Duran will come on. He's on fire at the moment.
yeah,
I'm hoping that Watkins and Duran play up front. Maybe Rogers gets dropped because Rogers played the full 90.
yeah.
Um,
But it looks like he doesn't ever get dropped. That just plays
yeah.
90 every week, bro.
But
But
what
guys,
I,
been keeping an Onana. He's the guy. We'll speak about him more later, I know, but
yeah.
we
Okay,
need
I
to
agree.
we'll
his goal
speak about
yesterday
them.
was mind-blowing goal he scored yesterday.
He's got a good shot and he's like we said he's strong. He's good in the air. Um, we can what are the fixtures we Chelsea Bournemouth.
Sunday, yeah, Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea Bournemouth. I actually
Then
got that
Kunku,
game.
then Kunku
Nkunku goal.
special.
Yeah, Bournemouth
But
are
they
actually
also missed a
good still.
penalty. And they missed
Yeah,
a penalty. I don't know how. They actually played much better in the game.
they
I don't know
played
how they
really well.
didn't come out of the game with
S-
the win. Like I'm actually shocked.
Yeah, my man Semenyo was actually quiet in this game.
Yeah, he was
Uh,
quiet. He was really,
Clivett
really quiet.
Clivett played really well,
Yeah, and
and he's
Tavernier
on set
was really,
pieces,
really good.
and the striker I can't remember his name.
Evan
It feels
Nielsen.
Evan
Yeah,
Nielsen.
Evan
He
Nielsen.
played his link up play was good this game.
Yeah,
He missed the penalty, but I think he's gonna start overall. I think he's
yeah, I
gonna
think
keep
he'll be
going.
fine.
Yeah. Um, Chelsea otherwise were very poor, I thought. Like they didn't.
They're passive, but defensively they looked. I mean, as much as they conceded all of the shots, Sanchez was on fire, saving
Sanchez was on.
everything.
That's the thing. Sanchez looks like a good option. I was still looking at Cucurella, but Sanchez looks
Mm,
like the cheapest way in, and he's
yeah,
probably with his save points and that looks a bit better.
yeah.
He's So then the next game was Arsenal Spurs. Um,
We
I
have to we
guess.
have to have a good go at Mohamed Wasim now because he enjoyed himself on a fantasy front. But his team did lose the North London derby, so a moment of silence for him, I think.
No, we were quite toothless. Huh? I can't even say we
Yeah,
even deserved anything from the game. The only thing we did well in the game is keep the ball. That's it. Aside from that, we were terrible. And it's not like Arsenal had a lot of great chances either, but it's worrying that Romero made, I think they said three errors leading to goals since the start of the season. So
yeah.
defensively, I'm not too excited about anyone there. And going forward, I don't know, man. There's something that this man needs to change.
That's the one thing I've noted is that Solanke is not Harry Kane.
Yeah, he's not. But I mean, I think even in this type of game, there was probably one decent chance Solanke had to probably that Kane would have potentially probably get out of his feet
Diving
faster.
header, Mark Harry Kane header that he had that opportunity,
Yeah,
similar to what Kane usually puts away and just
yeah.
get it right.
But
And I'm
but
watching
at the
him
end of
now
the day,
starting against Coventry and hasn't done much yet either.
yeah. No, I mean the thing is what's happening at the moment is I think at the edge of the box there's too many players. I mean my biggest worry is James Madison is playing behind the fullbacks. That's the most
Mm.
scarier part because I mean they're both inverting, he's playing behind. How do you impact a game from there? So I think maybe a couple of tweaks here and there Ange needs to look at just to give the team more opportunities and he needs to just bench Brennan Johnson and bring him as an impact player. The man
I,
is
I also
I
think
mean,
so. He looks a bit
yeah,
lost.
he does. I think confidence is low because I mean he doesn't really take Oaks on, doesn't really do anything um, interesting to be honest, which is disappointing. But I don't know. I'll
And
give them time.
do you think he'll play Son down the middle again? Because that's when you guys had a lot of success.
Mm-mm. No, I don't expect him to be honest. I think Solanke will play. I think what he needs to do is probably get Son a little bit more closer to the goal and Udogi maybe wider. That's the only way probably.
Okay. We'll take a look. We're going to look at the fixtures soon. Um, the following week fixtures. But last game, Newcastle versus Wolves. Did not catch this, but did not read great things about Newcastle.
They're finding ways to win, right? And I think that's the main thing for them at the moment. They're one of the few teams that's unbeaten so far since the start of the season. Now, what, 3 wins and 1 draw so far. So they're grinding results out, and they don't have a good defense at the moment. And I think going forward, I mean, they're missing like the likes of Wilson and I guess Tonali's back, so they've got some stability with him, Gumaraish and Joe Linton in midfield. So they look solid as much as they not playing very well. They're grinding results out, which is quite nice. Wolves look horrible at the moment. They look absolutely shocking. I mean, even though they had a lot of chances in that game, but they don't look like they look like a team to target at the moment. So if teams are playing against Wolves, it's worth investing a little bit in there.
We'll quickly take a look at the team of the week. Not like we spoke about most of the players. There is a Wolves player on it, but I don't think any of us are going to get it.
Mm,
Mario Junior, midfielder. Um, McNeil is in the team. We noted him as one to watch. We'll talk about him more. And then just United defense. I guess defenders and keepers, a lot of points coming from there, and the forwards, Mateta,
yeah.
Watkins, and Haaland. Um, so it was a game week where a lot of people did really well, and the rest of us were stuck in limbo there. um, I'll go over my team uh, next. Nothing really great here. I got 49 points, average is 51. My first red arrow of the season, but um, yeah, just I got so much to get this team. Like I was thinking of wildcarding, to be honest. I took out Isaac, I took out Muniz, I got Calvin Lewin in, and I got Watkins in already.
Mm.
Um,
I don't think it's the right week to wildcard yet. I think the fixtures turn better from 6-7.
I was
So
looking at it, and like, of course, they were talking about the fixtures, but a lot of people saying wildcard six. But I still think if you're going to wildcard, you can fit in a good team all around. There's
yeah, it's true.
no hassles, no issues.
But I think it's just better. It's just better to wildcard after City Arsenal for some
Yeah,
strange reason.
they saying the main I think the main driving force behind that is to bring in Arsenal players after that
Yes.
game. But I actually think um I don't know, I have a feeling Arsenal's gonna win it. Um uh, I don't know, that's just my feeling.
I just have a feeling they're going to get absolutely slapped if Rice. But Rice is back though, right? So maybe
Yeah.
not as bad.
The thing is if you wildcard now with Arsenal players in mind, that's basically like wildcarding in six anyway.
Yes,
And
hundreds.
um the fact is, are you going to captain Haaland this week? Probably not. You're probably going to captain
Probably not.
Salah.
Yeah.
So, are you going to bank on Haaland to score? Can happen. It's very much a
Yeah.
possibility based on form, but there's also a strong possibility he doesn't score. He's going up against probably the best defense in the
And I
league.
don't think he's been doing very well against them recently either.
Yeah,
So,
he
and I
doesn't
mean,
do well
he's
against good defenders in general.
yeah.
Um, from what I've seen, last
Mm,
two seasons now. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so I guess like if you're going in heavy on Arsenal, the only question is, do you want Arsenal players this week? Because the same thing, chances are, do you want a defender? They're going up against the best attack. Do you want
Yeah.
Saka? I think Saka would still. He's been quite consistent every game. So,
Message just came through now from the Premier League app that says Odegaard out for a while.
yes.
So
Um,
that is I guess worrying. So
who
you
is
know
on?
you know the problem that causes is that with Marino not fit yet, very likely Havertz drops into midfield as the I don't call it the creative spark, but just to add bodies into there instead,
What do
which
you think of
makes him less
Sterling?
appealing. I don't know because I think Spurs were also committing a lot of bodies forward, so he looked a little bit like I mean he had much more space to play, but I
Mm.
think over the past few seasons he hasn't been great in general. He's I think dropped off significantly, especially like last season when he was playing for Chelsea, he was like one of the meme players effectively. Whenever he does something, he was doing really dodgy things. So I don't know, maybe his confidence is up, maybe he does a little bit better. But I still think Trossard Martinelli definitely play ahead of him at the moment. I don't see him playing ahead of them unless I can't even say because even Jesus is there, so they've got options. I'm like I'd be very interested to see how he plays now with Odegaard injured for a long term and Marino not fit. Like who's going to be the key replacement there? That's going to be interesting. I hope it's not Havertz dropping back because his appeal as a centre forward is much more from an FPL perspective.
How did they line up this last week with all their
Havertz played in midfield, Trossard, Martinelli, Saka up top, and then they played Partey and was it
Jorginho,
Jorginho?
but Rice will come
Yeah,
in now.
I suspect Jorginho just drops out of that team and then
Hmm.
they play the same team, unless he wants to play Jesus again. But I'd be surprised if he does that.
I guess we'll find out. It's a big game for them. I'm sure that
Mm.
is
I
running
think he'll
through
I
it.
think he'll low block it again, and then just I mean if he plays very similar to how he played this week, where they effectively sat behind the ball, waited for the right opportunity to get forward once, because I mean they've got pace up top now, right? So if they can get through press, it's pretty much free running at City's backline, which I guess hasn't been tested by a proper attack this season yet. So it'll be nice to see if Saka can do some damage against them.
I have a feeling you will.
Mm.
Razine, we can look into your team. 45 points.
Yeah, top save from a set piece. So yeah, nice to see City being tested.
Um,
I really don't want to talk about my team. Can we skip this one?
But surprisingly, you didn't do as bad because I mean Bilal had
Captain
Haaland as
Haaland.
captain and he
Yeah.
only got 4 points more
Your
than you.
your only your only your only downside was that your captain was the wrong captain.
Yeah.
Um, your upside is that you have the one good United player. I have the wrong United player. No, I think we all need to get rid of Henderson at some point. But
Yes. Been a shock.
Ignore my first sub. Please ignore him. Don't mention his name.
Quite king.
God, so he's gonna
He doesn't
bounce
even
back.
play. He doesn't even play Champions League, man.
I told you though,
I
like the,
don't
the,
know.
the center back
I just
partnership
don't
doesn't
believe him.
doesn't get broken. Kwanzaa is not gonna put on Kunku, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you lads what happened. So remember I told you I'm taking him out for Mazraoui.
Mm.
What then happened was his price dropped and I forgot to do the move. So I did not want to. I did not want to miss another price drop. So I just kept him and I took out Barco instead.
Wow.
So it was more efficient
Barco's
for you.
price doesn't. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
But soon he will depart my team soon.
Are you making any
I think
transfers this week? Are you planning to wildcard anytime
No, I'm
soon?
not wildcarding. I'm not wildcarding. I'm holding a thought. I'm probably gonna. I like keeping the wildcard for the international break. I just feel like there's more time to tinker, and I need that time. But I need to do something. I think defensively, I need to do something here. I'm gonna also just wait out to see what's the story with Isaac. Gonna wait for the press conference maybe, but probably a late transfer. I'm not yet
I think your
sure yet.
defense is okay though. I think those three will play almost every game,
Yeah.
which we have.
Mostly
So
will be
I don't
okay,
think
but
you have to
I'm
worry for the
looking
short term.
out. This is the week where the two goalkeepers both have difficult fixtures, I think,
I
with
think
Flecken
Flecken.
playing Spurs and Henderson playing United.
Yeah, I think Flecken against Spurs not the worst
I would
because
I would go with Henderson just based on United has the potential to
to
be
not score.
toothless and to have a lot of
Yeah,
chances and be wasteful. And
Yeah,
Henderson
even
is a
even
former
even
player. Henderson's a
yeah,
former player. He might just have a point to prove.
yeah,
I don't know.
and Flecken also is a decent option because Spurs take a lot of shots and their conversion rate's not fantastic, so they'll probably make a lot of saves.
I
so I'm giving Rogers one more week, it looks like.
I think Rogers is staying for a long term for me. If he plays, he stays for me. At 5 million, I've got no um urgency to get rid of him, to be honest.
But he's
Main reason
starting.
is yeah,
And
he's one of the oaks that helps you keep Salah and Haaland very nicely, and he's a decent enabler. Worst case scenario, he becomes my fifth midfielder and he gets benched. But I think at 5 million you don't get that value from a lot of options.
That's true. That makes sense actually. Yeah, so I think it's all on Isaac. I'm sure Isaac will start, no?
I don't know.
I haven't read anything. I haven't read anything about his injury so far, to be honest.
And I just
Yeah.
I feel like he hasn't been like apparently the first half he was also very aimless and wandering, and Barnes has scored twice now coming off the bench, and Wilson is coming back to fitness. I think
Mm.
I don't know. I think like Eddie Howe's going to just restructure, but because
And
even
Gordon through the middle is not something that he's averse to doing. He used it a bit
yeah,
last season. So and
even
Murphy is
Joel
fit and Barnes is fit. So
and Joe Linton used to play there. Joe Linton was actually brought in to play there,
mm, yeah.
so they do have options. I think they even signed a youngster as well. I'm not sure who though. I'm not sure if they'll trust a youngster at this point. Um, we can go talk about our players to watch. Razin, the first player on the screen is someone you brought up, Dominic Soboslai. Why are you looking at him?
Because after the Forest game, Slot was quite critical of him. He said that as an attacking midfielder for Liverpool, he should be scoring more goals.
Mm.
What did Soboslai do? He scored last night.
But it
That
was
is exactly what needed to happen.
he
And
he
that is why I
scored,
put
but
put it
he
for him.
barely scored. Like he looked
But he got
almost.
into all the right areas last night. He
Hmm.
was you could just tell he was doing a lot more. You could see he was trying to create, he was trying to get in the right positions. And I think the goals are gonna finally start coming. And at that price point, 6.5, he might be one to watch as a third Liverpool
Yeah.
option if he can just keep
And he's a
getting.
great ball striker as well, right? You've seen since
Yeah.
he's moved to Liverpool, he's probably never taken as much shots as he's probably taken
That's
when he was in the
that's the,
German league. So
I was gonna say that like when you look at his like compilation YouTube videos, it's almost like a Hakan Chaganoglu, like it's all those
yeah,
long
just
distance.
bangers, only bangers.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just bangers.
I haven't seen that from him. Like I don't know, was he on set pieces as well? I know he used to take penalties. He takes for Hungary as well, but
Used to, yeah, used to be
I
on
don't
set
know.
piece and penalties. But I
Yeah,
mean, at Liverpool, it's shared more. But it's
yeah.
more Trent and
Mm.
Robertson, to be honest, that take a lot of their set pieces.
So maybe
McAllister does line up for a few.
Mm.
that's why I'm kind of staying away from him just because of that as well. He loses a bit of an appeal when he's not on set pieces for
But
someone
he's been
who
getting returns though, right? He's got a few returns so far in the
he's
season.
gotten he's
A
gotten two
couple
assists
assists.
already. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's 6.5 though. That's the problem. Um,
So is that weird price range, but it's a great
that's the
move for
thing.
Nkunku, to be honest.
I think if you have like you have a good team and you want to get Jota or Diaz out because
Diaz out, yeah.
Szoboszlai's minutes seem more set.
Nailed, yeah, you're
But
right.
at the same time, like if you're looking at the Liverpool midfield, do you think Dominic Szoboszlai will get more points than McAllister long term? I don't know. McAllister seems to pitch in with more goals. Szoboszlai tends to
No, I
pitch
don't
in
think
more
so. I don't
assists.
think this season. I think this season Soboslai beats him. I think looking at the way they were playing, I just feel like Soboslai is more advanced
He is more
under
advanced.
Slot.
Yeah.
Slot knows what he wants from him, and Slot expects a lot from him. So I think I'm going Soboslai over McAllister, over like in the terms of midfield over Gravenberg. Gravenberg's been playing very well in his
Very well.
defensive
Yeah.
position. He's playing deeper, but he's playing. He was man of the match last night again. But
Hmm.
yeah, Soboslai. I think the goals are gonna come soon.
The next player I flagged, one that I'm excited about is Fabio Carvalho from Bradford.
After last
So
night. Was it after last
Vissa is
night?
injured. Yeah, Vissa is injured. This guy's coming in at a price point of 4.8. It's really
Yeah, no,
cheap,
he's a steal. He's a
and
steal at that
he
price.
scored a bicycle, like an overhead kick, and he got two assists. Apparently, um, he really played well. He really impressed. I didn't catch the game, but he was man of the match. A
Mm.
lot of praise for him post game. I think just based on that, I think he starts
Very
now.
likely. And the
Um,
run's not bad, huh? The run
that's the
is
thing.
really not bad.
From game week 6, the run is really good. If I didn't make my transfers so quickly, I might have actually, I might have taken out Fernandez and had a midfield spot for him, but not this week. Not against Spurs. I think. But I definitely think he's one to watch. I think he's I think if he starts then he's definitely worth a punt because Vissa's out for
I'm
2 months.
considering him, yeah, I'm considering him as an enabler in my team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if he's cheaper than a Rogers or Smith Rowe, for example, to drop one of them to free up a little bit of cash and then doing potentially maybe a Jota to Burmo frees up a lot of cash for investment, maybe somewhere
To get
else in my
Saka
team.
in eventually. I think that's the only
Actually,
other
no. To
premium
be
I
honest,
want.
if I do Smith Rowe to um this fella, I can use that money to do Nkunku to Burmo. Then that's how I get Nkunku out. Yes, let's go.
I'll get when you get Nkunku out, I might consider getting Nkunku in. Some one of us need him just for
No,
the
he's
for
gonna survive another week in my team.
for the for the sanity
It's
of
very
I'm
unlikely that I'm.
putting plans,
Yeah,
guys, because as soon as I let him go, he's in the team, and you lads are gonna get him.
no, no. I
I
don't think
I
I'm going to get
I
Kwanzaa.
bought Konate, so I'm set
Yeah, you
on
invested now.
Kwanzaa. Yeah, Kwanzaa not playing. Um, the next player we're looking at is someone you flagged on the same Jamie Vardy. We did flag him at the
Yes,
start of the season, I must say. We were one of the only uh, FPL
channels.
discussion
Yeah,
groups
channels. Mm.
to say Vardy is the viable option. Now he seems he seems to be proving us right.
No, but his fixtures look mad. They look
Yeah,
insane. They look really good. And the thing is, he looks like he's reasonably happy playing one game a week. And he's still, I guess, a minute's risk,
but he's
because
Jamie Vardy.
age. But he's
It's
like
Jamie Vardy.
like when he scores, the intensity that he celebrates with is something you don't find in a lot of players. But that's why you just feel like this guy will run through a wall for this team to just make magic happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen much of Leicester, but he's still Jamie Vardy.
Hmm. My current problem is who do I bring him in for? So I mean, if Brighton probably don't do as well, I think João Pedro to him is likely the transfer. But like I'm still not convinced on Palace as much as Mateta's done the work. I don't know if he lasts long term, to be honest. Probably
Yeah,
gonna consider swapping him out here and then look to invest more in midfield because I mean there's decent striker options at a cheap price at the moment, which makes them quite appealing.
yeah, I agree with you on that front. I'm also looking at more heavy midfield, lighter strike
Yeah.
force. A midfielder you flagged as well was Jared Bowen.
Yes. Like he gets returns every week, and I feel like West Ham are just one result away from turning it on consistently. So I think they play decently, but I feel like just not getting the results based on their
Yeah,
performances, and they haven't been bad in any of the games that they've played, to be honest.
Jared Bowen is my favorite Christmas player because he plays every
Yeah,
game
that's
and
true.
he always gets
Yeah,
returns. He's
that's
my
true.
favorite Christmas player. I definitely will have him at some point in the season unless Kudus goes crazy. But I also think Kudus will always be a minute's risk, particularly in the
Correct.
busy time of the season.
Yeah,
And
and Bowen can also play as a striker at times too. So I mean,
yeah,
if one of their strikers injured, he usually plays up top. And
and
I mean, if you
he's
look at his fixtures at the
mm,
moment, Chelsea, Brentford, Ipswich, Spurs, United, Forest, you can see him getting returns in all of those games. There's not a
yeah.
game there that I don't think he'll get a return in.
I really like him. I'd like to see him at Liverpool one day. Um, in
He
all
was linked
honesty.
last season, right? He was
Yeah,
linked last
he's the
season and
closest
it fell
player to
through.
Salah in the league in the sense that his structure is quite he's short, but he's really strong.
Mhm.
He's really physical. And I think he's more direct than Salah. He's less tricky, but he's more direct. I really like him.
Yeah.
Um, the next one, uh, Brian Mbuemo, I think I put him on just because I'm still looking at him, but I'm also looking at Fabio Carvalho. But I think from game week 6, one of the Bradford players it looks good to have in your team if you have transfers available. I'm looking to take out Fernandez for him, but I think Rosine, you have him already, and you have no regrets with this move.
No plans to take him out, that's for sure. Do you guys think maybe it's time for me to let Madison go?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think you shouldn't have had Madison in the first place, to be honest.
Had a good first few games though. He
he did.
returned. He looked
He's
like
a good
something
player,
very nice.
but I think with
But
Spurs
not for FPL.
not firing like
Yeah,
I feel like if Madison was 2 seasons ago, if he was there 2 seasons ago when Kane was still there, like I wish we had like
probably.
the first 6 months of Kane and
And
Madison. Like
Madison together.
Kane just left at the wrong time. I think
Yeah.
Madison, like, because Madison's first,
Madison's playing too deep, and he's playing too
yeah,
deep. I personally wouldn't have him. The thing is, if they change up and he plays just around the edge of the box where he can like fit a little couple of passes in, get more touches on the ball. Because I mean, he got into a great position against Arsenal, so instead of taking the shot, he passed. So that for me shows that he's probably got no confidence either. So I personally wouldn't. Um, but I mean, Rezin, the way the season's going, you're probably gonna take him out. He's gonna have a good game, and then we're all gonna bring him in, and then you're gonna have to fix another part of your team instead.
And by then, Kwanzaa will be 3.9.
Kwanzaa-
if I give Vardy a go up front for Isaac, right? Then I
yeah,
can upgrade Madison to Saka.
I think that's a great
It's the
move,
move.
to be
That's the
honest.
move.
Yeah,
Saka,
that's the great move.
Saka, Saka is the move. Like I think long term,
Mm.
you'd have no regrets there. Our next midfielder on the screen is Dwight McNeil. I think all of us are looking at him. In the
Look at
sense
those
that he's
fixtures, man. Look at those
yeah,
fixtures. They look fantastic, and he's doing everything in that team at the moment. It's
and he's
literally
playing number
anything
10.
goes through him.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Calvin Lewin is now on the risk of getting injured just because I brought him in. So, I like him as well. I like him as a player. Can you believe he's only 24 years old? Like you feel like he's been
Yeah, and he's been around for a long
for a
time.
long
It
time.
just reminded me at Burnley, and like I feel like Burnley were in the league like 10 years ago.
Yeah,
So and he was there then. So
he'll only retire
he's
when Sean Dykes retires.
very likely,
So,
very likely. But I mean,
um,
he's so involved in everything. He's on every set piece. He's getting around in and around the box, taking more shots than he used to previously. He's not only out wide looking to deliver to swing balls in, which is great, and his fixtures look mad. Because even though they lose, you can feel like he'll get a return.
Yeah, and for that price, why not, eh?
Yeah, nah, it's very attractive at that price.
um, yeah, another cheap midfielder, one that Razine flagged is Onana. He said we'll speak about it. Just so you know, I put both Onanas because I weren't sure which one you were talking about. So we'll also speak about United's keeper, whether you like it or not. But what did you want to say about Onana? Yeah.
I just want everyone to go and watch his goal from last night.
Mm,
Oh,
I saw it. Yeah, that was really
left me
good.
speechless.
But again, he got a return in this previous game against. Did he get a
yeah,
return in this previous game? No.
no, I
He
don't think
always
so.
score.
He
Don't
just
think so.
really he celebrated quite heavily on the bench because it was his former team.
Mm,
He celebrated Duran's goal like it was like it was a fire goal though.
Okay, I see. He only played 45 minutes against
Yeah,
Everton.
he
and
went off
now
injured because he got
yeah,
a knock, I think, in the first half, and then he went off injured.
but he played the whole
Oh.
Champions League game, so I don't think there's
Yeah,
any
so I think he's
concerns.
fine.
Mm.
I think it was just a knock.
The
But
the
just
other
another one of those midfielders at that 5 million price
mm,
point that we need to keep an eye on, maybe. But I
yeah
think we just need to make sure we get the right ones. Like we don't want to hold Smith Rowe, for example, if he's going to stop scoring at some point and someone else is going to perform. Like
so,
now, I know Smith Rowe is back in the returns, but I think we just need to keep an eye on the fixtures and make sure we have the right 5 million or 5.5 million
Yeah.
midfield all times because most of us are going to probably have two of those enabler
Mm,
options, like you mentioned. So because with Salah and Haaland, it's hard to just have one midfielder at that low price point. So to have
yeah.
two, it's important that you have the right two, I suppose, or at
yeah.
least one of the
And
right ones.
I think Fulham don't look great in general. Like I
I'm
mean,
also
we
looking
probably
like
went Smith Rowe
if
because look,
if I
I've
were to
I've not been
wildcard,
convinced.
if I were to wildcard, I might keep Robertson, but
Yeah.
Smith Rowe and Muniz are already out, but both would be out of my team. Um,
Yeah. Same.
I'd go with Dwight McNeil, if I wanted just a straight swap. Or if I'm risking it, Fabio Carvalho from next week. Just because
Nah,
Razine
nah,
wasn't.
nah.
We'll speak about him. He's on the list. But just to get Razine talking about a player that he wasn't specific about, we have Andre Onana from United. Um, Razine, why did you flag this player?
No, but he kept a clean sheet against Barcelona last night. So
Yeah.
He didn't
him.
play. So he didn't play last night.
Was it Bayendire that played?
Yeah.
A
He
Turkish.
saved a penalty though. I mean, he's got 15 points from last week. It was
Mm.
or was it
Oh
13
yes,
points?
yeah, I
It was
remember.
13 points. So I mean, definitely
Mm.
he did. I still say he's more of an option than Fernandez, but I'm staying away from United
But
defense.
I think they concede a goal in every of the next 6 games.
I don't know.
But I
Palace,
don't after the Villa game, their run is pretty decent, no?
No, the game's terrible.
Brentford,
I
West
think
Ham.
Brentford score against them. I think West Ham score against them. I think Chelsea score. Like I'm saying this, and then Spurs will give them a clean sheet.
I think
But
Spurs will give them a clean sheet. Uh,
yeah,
um,
That's where Dom Solanke is going to turn up. Just we believe. We believe
You
Dom
never know
Solanke is.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Marshall, we
that's true.
can have Onana because I mean, at least you've got that attacking threat as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And 4.5, I think. It might be 4.6 now. But definitely a better option. Um, Raul Jimenez, Razin, you flagged him as well. And I think, in all fairness, like I didn't even notice him, but when you flagged him, I looked into it and it's actually a really
Mm.
great option.
It's just that the team, like we've been discussing all the cons about having someone from Fulham,
Mm.
but he might be just one to watch, I guess, because now he's literally taken Muniz's place. I think is that what's happened?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what's happened, and he's cheaper as well. So maybe he's the guy.
And he
their run
played
looks
well.
a bit tough though. Yeah, but
Mm.
their run looks a bit tough. I mean,
But
You
Newcastle
have
at home's not easy. Forest
Newcastle,
Wow.
away.
Newcastle, Villa, Everton, he can score in all of those games. You can bench him for the
Yeah,
others depending on your team. Forest, like it's worth a risk playing him still.
yeah,
Um,
probably.
because Forest will probably be more attacking than they would be against Liverpool. Um, I think it's a great option. Like he was on penalties for Wolves, right?
Yes, he was. So he'll probably be on penalties here as well because I don't
I
know
don't
who
know.
their
I think
penalty taker is.
Iwobi is their penalty taker.
I
So
think it
it'd
might
be
be Jimenez though,
might be Jimenez,
if he's
but
on the field or if he's on the
yeah,
pitch. Yeah,
I
What
think
route you want to go for striker situation? Do you want to have, because look, Haaland's already your expensive premium option up front. Then do you want like two under 6 million strikers with him, or do you want one 6 or 7 million and then one non like unplayable, like 4 million, 4.5 million striker? Because currently that's what I'm on. But I'm considering maybe if you have one cheaper midfielder that you can actually play, and then maybe you have two strikers that play. Like imagine having Vardy and Jimenez with Haaland that you can rotate. And then instead of having two midfielders in that 5 million bracket, you have one and one like non-playable one. Is that an option?
my thoughts like if I were to wildcard and my game plan was before I got hot-headed and put in Watkins was to have Haaland and two cheap strikers to fund either Palmer or Saka depending on who I want, Salah, and to keep Trent because I want to keep Trent. But my feeling, like my personal feeling, is if you have Saka, you don't need Havertz. I think you need
yes,
Arsenal players in general, a defender and a forward player, because they're going to be the most consistent. So my feeling is that if you can get Saka, you don't need Havertz, and then to fund Saka, you can drop one of the strikers because I think overall between Vardy, Calvin Lewin, if he can keep fit, um, Jimenez potentially, but even Chris Wood, um, you can probably outscore the likes of Isak.
I think so
So
too. My biggest problem is if I have Jamie Vardy in my team, I don't think I can ever bench him. I think
I
he
don't know. I
must
think
play every game.
I
He
think I can
must play
bench
every
him.
game because I think he can score against literally anyone. Just because he just brings vibes, man, to the game. Like
Yeah,
it'll
but at
put
that
so much
price point,
conflict in
to
my
have a
head.
player of that magnitude at that price, it just feels right
I like want to
Even
play
even
every game.
even João Pedro
Mm.
and I
Mm,
guess Welbeck. I think there are better cheap options than
yeah.
like I even feel
But
like particularly watching.
Ferguson is fit there.
Yeah.
That's my worry now. That's becoming with Brighton is that with Ferguson fit, their minutes might deplete.
Mm. But even watching Watkins play, I must say like, he's very wasteful. I don't like him at his
Yes.
price point at all. It's a very
Yeah.
short-term move for me. I'm thinking of wildcarding very soon, so it's literally 1 or 2, potentially 3 game weeks for me. Then uh,
It's a decent
I
punt,
think
I think, especially for the
for the
fixtures. And I
run,
mean, especially
yeah.
with the 2 goals last week, I think it's worth it.
Um, we have another player you flagged, Mo. We see him Bart for Bruggen, 2 clean sheets in 2 starts.
Yeah.
Um, definitely one to replace Henderson with.
And they're looking solid. Like I mean, Brighton defensive, but their fixtures are shocking.
Yeah,
That's the thing that's currently putting me off. But I mean, I'm willing to risk him against Forest, Chelsea, Spurs, Newcastle, Wolves. To be
yeah.
honest, as
But it's
much as
not like
Newcastle and Chelsea are difficult games, I
it's not
think
like
Brighton are
Henderson.
solid.
Yeah, it's not like Henderson has good fixtures either.
That's also true. Also
So
true.
I would consider it.
Mm.
If
Yeah,
you
so I'm
wildcarding,
hoping on a wild card.
mm,
Yeah, I'm hoping on a wild card within the next couple of game weeks to probably bring him in and maybe to go two 4.5, so him and like a Flecken or something, just and actually just see who rotates well. But I'm looking at, I guess, two cheap options. I just know that, so there was the Pickford dilemma last season where everyone started the season with Pickford. He played terribly.
it was so
Everyone
beautiful to
transferred him
watch
out.
because I didn't
Everyone
have it.
transferred him out, and they made there was clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet
Yeah,
after everyone transferred him out, and I was like, what in the world?
yeah. I still would. I wouldn't hold on someone who's not doing well if the defense is not looking
Yeah.
good. Um, yeah, to be honest, it's just like the same thing. I'm stuck with Fernandez, even though he got a return.
Mm.
Still not impressed with him, considering the team they played. I expected a lot more. He was
I
probably
just
really
believe
quiet.
in Glasner. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just surviving from last season, to be honest, where they look
They look good, yeah.
crazy.
Um, I think that's all from the players. I'll just confirm. Yeah. We can look at the fixtures for next week. And then wrap the show up. Oh, I got one more new segment, but then we'll wrap the show up because I know Rosini's itching to get back to the Champions League. Um, so we start off Saturday, West Ham versus Chelsea. Um, I think it's a
Good
very
game.
interesting fixture. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah. London Derby as well, so it'll be fun.
I actually think it's a big test for Chelsea. I
Mm.
think the likes of Bowen um will really test the defense up, and I'm looking forward to it. Um, I think I'm working, so I think I missed the game, but I'll catch the highlights for sure. Villa Wolves. I guess I got Watkins in my team, but never excited to watch Villa play. I don't know why. Uh,
Yeah, they aren't as last season they felt a little bit more entertaining to watch, but this season not as much.
yeah. Um, Fulham Newcastle seems like a boring game in all honesty.
Yeah.
Leicester Everton. That's the game. I'm also
That sounds
excited.
fun. That
I'm
sounds gonna be
excited
a
to watch
fun one to
Everton
watch.
these
Yeah.
days. Now I got Calvert Lewin in now.
Man,
I'm
so
so,
so 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 it's two great strikers against each other,
that's
Calvert-Lewin versus Vardy. So
yeah.
whoever
I
wins that one probably comes into my team.
I have that. I have that as my next
Yeah,
segment.
watch them and then pick one that does better.
Yeah.
So you've already went with good.
Yeah.
I always like what. I'd probably rather go Vardy though, just to watch him score
Vardy is
against
just
Well,
it's a
Everton.
vibes one, man. Vardy is just a vibes one because you want him to like after he scores against Palace to throw the hands out like an eagle or something crazy like that. That's what you want Jamie Vardy for, man. And
let's
imagine celebrating a goal with him.
Let's look at them because I actually have the graphic up JB Vardy versus Calvin Lewin. And we're going to be doing this every week. We're going to pick a head to head and we're going to pick two options that are close to each other in price point. And I want you guys, we're all going to pick one player and see who comes out triumphant at the end. So Jamie Vardy versus Calvin Lewin. Like I'm already set on Calvin Lewin. So um, that's
I think his
a tick from
fixtures are
me.
better as well. And I,
No,
and I,
but
and I
we're just
suspect,
talking about
yeah.
this game in particular.
Oh, this one, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You're
Trying to
picking
see
one
whose
player for
defense
this
is
game.
worse. Whose
Yeah.
defense is worse. So think about it like this, right?
Everton's
These are the
defense
types
is
of
much
games
worse.
Jamie Vardy turns up on because he must rub salt in the wounds. So if you're a team that is struggling, you don't want to be versing Jamie Vardy. That's all I'm saying. That is all I'm saying.
I'm
I
with Vardy as well. Hands down, Vardy.
Okay, so I'm outnumbered 2-1, but we'll see. We'll see next week. Um, we'll have a look at that. I'm excited for the game though, regardless. I'm gonna next game then would be Liverpool Bournemouth. Um, I'm a bit nervy now.
No, I think
Five,
Liverpool.
six, no,
I think it could get ugly for Bournemouth, to be honest, because I think Liverpool will come back with a little bit of fire at Anfield, especially after the last one. And Bournemouth don't look great defensively in general, so
Rosine,
I
you think I
expect it to get,
must
yeah,
bench
ugly.
bench Semenyo?
So Menu, if they score, so Menu scores. Otherwise, a clean sheet. So I'm going to leave that to you.
I can't see Bournemouth getting a goal. If they couldn't get a goal against Chelsea, I honestly can't see them scoring against Liverpool.
I uh I don't know. I got two Liverpool defenders and I got Semenyo. So either way, I'm facing problems here. The biggest problem would be probably the Bournemouth striker scores and Semenyo goes off at halftime.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Um, Southampton, Ipswich. Anybody gonna watch
Ah,
that game?
yeah, not a chance.
But,
Not a chance.
I'm excited to see this Delap. I spoke about him last week. He's a
Yeah.
cheap option. I think Southampton's got the worst. I think their defense is on par with Everton and Wolves. I really think
Mm. No, they're
they
bad.
they're not looking good. And then Spurs, Brentford.
Yeah, I think it'll be a decent watch. I think
I'm
both
also yeah.
teams
I'm looking forward to it because
will attack.
I flagged Fabio Carvalho and
Mm.
Brian Mbeumo. So I'm looking at them, and I saw Pedro Porro. So hope he doesn't come back to haunt me. Um, but also Solanke is one to watch.
Yeah, I think they're trying to give him a few games now to get going. As worst case scenario, if he doesn't, then Son up top might make things a little bit exciting again.
Mm. United Palace. I think it's a good game.
Good game to watch. Yeah, I think it'll
Mm.
be a good one to watch. I think
Uh,
Mateta doing the madness against Mazraoui is
yeah.
potential. Or Eze coming and just ruining my day.
Palace win that game 2-1.
You think so?
Yeah, I
I'm
think they
also.
could.
I have a feeling 1-0. I have a feeling 1-0 Palace.
I don't think United travel as well,
Well, on the other hand, though,
especially.
I have Fernandez in my. So who do I
So
want to win?
you're hoping for like um a 3-2, but like all Palace's goals come from like Will Hughes or something.
No, to be honest, I'll be happy with a clean sheet 0-0 because Henderson and Fernandez will
Yeah,
get
that's
three
true.
points.
That's actually
I prefer that. I'm being
that's a
sensible now,
great
but
return.
yeah, I'd rather have Henderson.
Mm.
I don't even want a penalty save because that means I got a penalty miss. Let me just get my clean sheet. Let me be happy.
99
Um,
points is the best way out with some bonus here and there.
um, then Brighton versus Forest. Keeping an eye on I don't
That
know. Are
has a
you going to start?
potential to be a yes, I believe he'll start.
But I mean, are
I
you going
believe
to
he
play him?
starts.
Is he on your
Yeah, I
bench?
believe yeah, no, 100% I believe he starts for me.
Oh, I
I'm
don't
actually
know.
thinking I've
Ciao
set my
Pedro.
team. Yeah, it's gonna be João Pedro against Aina, but we must believe. Let's see if I yeah, no, I'm starting him because I can't play Gabriel against City and I can't play Johnson. So
I'd play Gabriel
I'm
against
saying I
City
can't. I could, but
over him.
probably won't. I don't think I have the kahunas for it.
I actually think. Well, what? This is the last game, and uh on Arsenal and City. Who do you think wins this game?
Uh, I don't know. I think both teams are gonna be because it's early in the season. I think both teams are gonna be very passive.
No, no.
They're gonna play. I think I wouldn't be surprised.
I think
1-1.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Arsenal win it
Both.
1-0. I think Arsenal win it 1-0.
Yeah, early in the
I
season they might cause an upset and then yeah, possible. But I don't see
I
both
think it's
teams
going to be the
scoring, to be
first
honest.
one. Haaland 1 point. I think no, like 1-0. I think Saka will get on the score sheet or Havertz,
Mm.
one of those two. But I think Arsenal win it. Um,
Starting role off the bench would be quite poetic.
That would be mad.
yeah,
Be mad.
it'd be beautiful to see. Did he come on last week?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
came on.
indeed.
Did
I
Arsenal
think
play
70
Champions
minutes or
League
so.
last night?
No, they're not
Come
playing
on, they
this week.
got tomorrow night.
I forget there's Thursday night Champions League now. Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
Thursday night Champions League.
mm,
What are
This
you
week, bro.
saying?
Only this week.
So Arsenal have Champions League on Thursday night, and then they
Yeah.
have City on Sunday.
City.
And City played
That's the
up.
worrying.
City playing tonight.
Yeah,
Yes, they're
still not
playing now.
That's
started.
terrible. Okay, never mind. Arsenal lose. Arsenal
But
going to
maybe
lose one of
sometimes
the games.
these kind of things give teams like an extra spark, right? So I think I think Arteta's got the he's got the tactical flexibility in him to be able to play different styles against the opponent. So I mean it could be a surprise, but I think it's gonna be like just a bore 0-0 draw, to be honest.
I don't know now. Now I'm thinking after Champions League. I forgot about Champions League. Champions League is a big factor.
Yeah.
Um, like just based on the Liverpool game, and I think Villa are going to suffer. I don't know why I brought Watkins in.
Mm.
Now that I'm thinking about it, but what's done is done. But I think it's a big factor that I think Villa are going to suffer. Um I think Arsenal will suffer as well because I think they don't have a lot of depth. I think the other teams are a little bit better off.
Mm. Oh, City made two subs at halftime. Wow. De Bruyne and Savio both off.
Gundogan, right?
Mm. Yeah. Wow. Very surprising.
The only
Yeah.
game with goals was by Celtic. They are 2-0 up here.
Who
Wow.
are they playing?
Don't know who they're playing. I don't know who they're playing again. Goal rush
uh,
is very interesting to watch, actually. They're playing against Slovan Bratislava.
Wow.
okay. Yeah.
Forgot that club existed.
Go Celtic. Who's their manager now? I have no
Brendan
idea.
Rodgers, isn't it?
Is it
Brendan?
Is
back?
he?
Yeah, I think he's
L
back.
Let me
Sure,
see.
it's
Let me
Brendan.
see.
Let's click on Celtic.
Brandon
Where the freak is
Rogers,
City?
Northern Irish football. Um,
Lineups. Tell me the coaches' names here. Please. Yeah, Brendan
he's at
Rodgers.
Celtic. Yeah, he's at Celtic.
Oh,
Lovely.
there he. I just seen him celebrating. It is him. Wow.
Um, yeah. I guess that's all from this week's episode. Thanks for joining again, and look forward to next week. I probably will miss a lot of these games, so I'm looking forward to your thoughts next week because
More green arrows. More green arrows.
unfortunately,
That's all
yeah,
we need.
so I've had a good game week. Razine's had a good game week. Now, Mosim, you've had a good game week where we've all gone up. So let's hope the next week is a good week for Mateta and
All of us.
Fernandez and Bremo, I guess.
Somehow everything just works out for all of us. Our teams are very different, so I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be that one or two probably have a good week, and that there's gonna be one person suffering every week.
our league is heating up. Like you 2
Yeah,
points behind me,
No
Razine.
problem
You
this week
yeah.
because I'm really doing badly, and I'm waiting to just come up a little bit before we bring it up again.
No, I'm hopefully gonna have a better graphics up. I think my holiday is over, but hopefully I'll redo the stream and get our league there. Um, and get a bit of
nice.
competition going between us. But we'll leave it there.
Currently,
And
it's just Razine and I causing havoc at the bottom, swapping one week, one
so
week.
far, but this week has
the
been
gap is getting wide, and I need to start putting my socks up a little bit.
it'll happen. It'll happen, no doubt.
Jamie Vardy will change your luck. I can guarantee it.
Maybe I'll bring him in this week, huh?
He's the savior. Jamie Vardy, the savior.
I hope not for my sake. Okay, guys. I'll end it there
Right.
next week.
Thanks, guys.